Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration. Name of the game I forgot. I gotta get research going, and I have a time limit, so I can't just mull about as I get started, but holidays been going on. Weird to say the holidays been going on, but anyway, because of that, I don't remember exactly what I left off doing specifically, but should be fine. I think I can set up the research over here. Just as its own area. Should probably figure out a little bit more of the detail before I get this far. Goodness, it's so expensive. I'm gonna have to move it down there. I was hoping I don't have the math correct, but I will definitely have to connect down here. I need to put down at least one of these. Two of these, which are huge. So yeah, I'm gonna have to move my solar panels somewhere else. That's fine, that shouldn't be in there. I don't have any more solars, do I? I do, they are in this chest. Somewhere there. Should be able to use this space. Oh. Unless I think I changed why I do this. Hello! I'm gonna place it here, but I should move it. How are you this, I guess, still holiday weekend? Ooh, like the actual controllable spaceship. This sounds like a good time. And you want it to work well, so it's much more important to focus on. Move this a little, but the structure will be messy to build. I have nothing planned for how I'm gonna lay this out. I think doing it down here is the right choice. Keep those preserved. Can I pick up? I can't, because that's an asteroid, that makes sense. I'll probably reclaim some of this. should be able to get research function. That doesn't look right, but I think that's connected. Okay, so utility science. The final point is one of these making the science packs. I think that will go near the top where I can connect it into here easily enough. It'll run this area and then connect somehow. Doesn't really matter yet. So this will be the science pack at the end. It will have to requester the panels, the efficiency modules, and the cryonite, or I can grab those and put them on belts directly. Both are options. This will probably be speed moduled with speed 2s. Here. Okay, so I should be careful about my plan, because if I make a bad design and then copy it, it will be a bad design. So putting in some time to make it a little better now would be worth it. So, machine learning data is the supercomputers. See if I... The speed 2s? Yeah, okay. I still need 3 of these. Oh, power. I should have pylons, I think. Okay. Distributes electricity. Distributes electrical energy, 64 connection range, 64 by 64 supply. Distributes electrical energy. Okay, so the pylons are bad. And the way those are labeled is just inconsistent. Which is weird. The substation states its range in the description. The normal pylons don't. But they have it in the info. Yeah, I guess the machine learning data, open Factorio, blank data, then use it to make all these other ones, but the machine learning is just the, for now, issue. The blank data is super important. Neural, quantum, bunch of upgrades. But I can't place that out there. I'll put it there for now. I kind of don't like that they're connected by a wire. I kind of wish they were like, this is supplying power to everything. I wish it continued that. But if I get better fundamentals, it will. It has to be good long term. I don't know why I have all that right now. Okay. I need 3 supercomputers to start. Oh, do these feed through? So that's that. No, it doesn't. It just outputs the bad. So that needs to work this way. Cool, hot. Hot goes into the radiator, feeds back in. The thermofluid needs to be produced and fed in. That's going to need to be carefully managed. I'm gonna move all this quickly anyway, so it's just for now. Those will go there. I have confused myself. Cool will all have to come from the same area. The hot will have to all work together. This will have to be compressed later. So that and the data formatting both need the cool thermofluid. Can I... Well, this won't work. I need underground pipes and stuff, but... Basic idea is what I need to look at. These will output this, scrap that. The junk data is coming from up here, going into there. So that's going to probably move where that is. Probably right up here. Yeah, the thermofluid seems easy to look at. I will need to figure out if... It does, good. I'll have to figure out a proper way to manage the production, probably. Which shouldn't be hard. It might not even be necessary, but I think it probably is necessary. I'll have to find out once it gets going. But sideways from that, I didn't lay this out with the production of that in mind, but that's its own deal. That petroleum, that's an easy step. That's the biochemical. They're so big. These machines are so needlessly large. So let's just drop it and connect it to the pipes. It's the conversion back. I just need to manage the... I need to make sure that the topping up production, I need to make sure that doesn't cause any problems. Actually, yeah, I guess the top up is only making the 25. So as long as it's full, it shouldn't output, and as long as I don't let it lock up, it shouldn't cause any problems. It should be easy to manage. Could probably read a few different things. The space is a big issue right now. The chemical gel's easy enough. Then that feeds in with physical things that need to be sent in, and this that needs to be delivered. Those two can be nearby. They're both in biochemical labs. I might need to move my... setup here. To get myself some space. I might need to move that somewhere else as well. It's a really weird layout. I think I understand the layout, like the logic behind it. It's letting you have access on sides to the different components that you want, and like, it makes sense. It's just a little funny looking. Petroleum, cosmic, petroleum, cosmic. It's very odd looking, but flexible. Yeah, it'll be... It's its own mysterious recipe. I guess I just move it down 1. Rotate it 1. And... no. Oh, this doesn't do anything anymore. It will need to, though. No, that one won't need to do anything yet. I'll need to deal with this one, but this is not needed. Which means that I can move stuff around. That water is being fed from there. That water doesn't need to go here. Move a lot of stuff around if I want to. I can move these up. Doesn't really free up much space though. Okay, but let's think about it differently. I'll need to get the thermal radiator on the hot stuff, which feels like it should be pretty easy. It'll just convert it and then feed back in. I need the... that could be like there. Design-wise, that sort of thing would probably be easiest. Maybe that's a waste of cosmic water. Putting a radiator up here. Leaving space for other stuff for now, just general positioning and then making it better once I get everything placed. The data formatting is currently positioned there, but I was thinking it could fit somewhere up top. And the formatting can be done directly. It only needs to format 20 in a minute, so a red inserter's totally fine on this scale. Long term, this is probably not the way to do it, but I really can't plan anything that would scale well with the limited space that I brought up resources to expand. There, that'll feed into there. That part's fine. This can move up. Those are all of the thermofluid components beyond the actual production. I have to figure out how I'm going to position that. The thermofluid is made in a biochemical lab as well. Currently, the only thing the chemical gel is used for is thermofluid. So it can be positioned further away. Probably remove a bunch of these. Gives me more space. But this will need a little bit more of this. Didn't mean to pick the plating, but that's not a problem. I don't need that last side. This could be beneficial to put it nearer to this because I mean, this is both of the liquids, so it's not helpful at all for this. This, however, being closer would be good. Chemical gel, that output there. That won't work. Do a goofy chemical gel to here, but then oil would need to be pipe to ground based. This crafts one pipe to ground at a time. That's kind of interesting. That can pipe to ground, then this is a problem. I need one of these, which can be made to work. And this will output heavy oil. There, both the liquids are easy. Iron, copper, sulfur are fine. I'll just have to get stuff to here. The metal supply there. I need one of these. Doing the same with that. And then I have myself into a corner. That. One easy thing is this chest is a waste of space right now. Like it being there doesn't fulfill any purpose at all. Interesting that right click, I guess it doesn't work well with control right click when you have items that stack to one. That's something I never tried before. A lot of garbage. Again, should stop emptying that. Okay, that gives me space to work with. And a place to auto unload. With a better methodology. This could... These don't need to be that, but... If I... get that... Move all of this into here. I don't actually need that space that I left because it can just more directly feed into this. And I can free up this incredible waste of space that I caused. unnecessarily. Then I need to deal with all this inventory mess, but that is not a big problem. This needs to be cleared out a bit. Oh yeah, because the way that the way the control right click works is it draws half a stack of everything, but if half a stack rounds up to 1, it draws everything. It's interesting. Okay, I have to work with those soon. I do have more scaffolds to work with, but I freed up space. This can just run through there. Not too much of an issue. I'm not going to connect it right away, because I will cause problems for myself. This can actually just move here. Those will be easy enough to feed if I think ahead. I'll feed from above. I mean, directly feeding into there is not the worst. I don't know. I think that's just have bots. Feels like a bad idea, but if they only keep it half full, I don't really need another buffer. And if the buffer's on Novus, there's just more space there. So. If I go to Novus orbit, I then pick a chest. I think that works. I don't trust this because it's not saying a specific chest name, but if I click, it is the coordinates. I'm assuming that should work though. Delivery cannon. Lands, damages, the delivery cannon can safely chest can safely catch the capsule as long as the chest is not full. You can have multiple cannons firing at the same chest with different resources. Yeah. Either keep the charged chest empty or restrict cannon inputs, which I'm restricting the cannon inputs. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how I want to send the signal down. Ooh, wait, I set this signal based on that equals 1, based on my... I might even cut that down to 50 just for a little more safety. That should be super safe. I'll just have to figure out how I want to run the signal. Pretty sure if I just connect that, it should work, but I don't. Okay. It didn't add any petroleum gas barrels yet. That is the green line. Petroleum, fill petroleum gas barrel equals 1. That should be outputting that signal. If I connect this to here, oh, because it feeds into there, okay. That's Good. I just need to figure out how I want to connect the transmitter now. I think I can just run it as a red line. That should be fine. I'll just have to adjust. Oh, no. Oh, wait, no, but these won't launch because payload off. Good. That was a bad idea. This is only connected to that. This shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so I don't need that extra red line from here to here. I can just directly do that. Then the chests are here. These are set to output. Let's... You know what? This is a scenario where I will definitely save. I don't think it should destroy anything, but if it did blow up my entire moon base, or orbit base, I would definitely reload. But I don't like connecting stuff that way. Okay, that looks like it should have launched at least one. No, because I never turned it on. Turn it on. Okay, it's working. Oh, it's gonna be really slow, which is good. Once it's launched 5, it will stop. A lot of power. 50 megawatts each. Oh, and then it cut off. Good. And both of these are sitting at 50. That's safe. And now I have to deal with the barrels. Which won't be too bad. Bot crash? Bot crash. Okay. Ship it left, ship it up, ship it over. Oops. That'll feed the steel back into there, which still is probably not the correct solution. Because that might cause problems if there's an imbalance, which is more likely now. Okay. One step, good enough. I kind of like the delivery cannon system. It's probably gonna work. Then I can collect that, then I can get the chemical gel produced. Can I? No, I can't productivity it. Which is fine. I'll have to figure out getting the lubricant barrel stuff set up, but I can probably just do that up here. Yeah, that'll work. The lubricant will be launched to here. I'll just shift those. That'll work really well. It'll be pretty clean, too. I'll have more space up here. Excellent. So those are being produced. Chemical gel is being produced. Which... I mean, I'm already producing chemical gel. And it should be reasonably stable. It makes me think that I probably should just use chemical gel for the other thing instead of the cosmic water. even if long term. I like the idea of the cosmic water, but it's so much simpler right now to do. Oops. That's a level deep, so go back. If I removed... Can I duplicate this? Duplicate? Okay. So I can modify this. Remove the polished. Which is that. Yeah, that introduces like no issues at all. That's probably worth it. It's so much simpler. Is it? Well, it's at least a... It takes up less space. And it's barely an increase in chemical gel. Well, it's like 10 times the chemical gel, but it's not 100 more. Okay, that's just gonna be used for chemical gel now. This is producing... I need to supply those. Those can be supplied more easily with bots later. Sulfur, iron, and copper. If I set up sulfur, iron, and copper to be moved here. I didn't realize I had so much stuff still sitting in here because I was not paying attention. Because it's been a week. Okay, that should be fine. It's a lot of copper to move. I need to move sulfur, which... I thought I had more sulfur than this. Ah, no I didn't, because it's a very small amount of sulfur needed. So that's fine. Then I can copy one of these. And... figure out that it's pretty easy to belt it. And notice that my... That's a bad idea. So copper. Iron. And sulfur. That seems simple enough. But my barrel reprocessing is too slow. That will need to be adjusted. And yes, this is where the steel will significantly overfill here. And I will need a different output for that. Temporarily, I can add a second one of those for emergencies. Just so that when I forget about it, I don't ruin everything. So that's the production there. Now I need to cool it. Cooling it is the radiator, which is there. Do I flip everything? I might flip everything. That might work. And rotate twice. Oh, did the ship go Anywhere fun like the asteroid belt? That feels like the place you would take it. Or did you just use it to travel? That feeds into there. That's the hot thermofluid. Hot thermofluid cools. I still need to control this. Probably with that. Decide how to do this. So just not like a simple test scale instead of flying somewhere where you don't have any recovery resources. Yeah, flying to the asteroid and then getting, oh, something went wrong would be a bigger problem than flying to an already established moon. Actually pretty flexible on the topic of an oil moon. If I actually made a dedicated oil moon or planet, I could just delivery cannon here from there, which will work quite well. So cool stuff goes into there. That needs to not be full. I mean, the simplest thing is using a tank. With this, reading that, and if that's like... if the thermofluid is anything at all, don't move it. If the thermofluid is less than like 500, did it cause problems, or you burned through the fuel a lot faster than you thought you would? But like still completely fine. Okay, none of this is being used. It's all being put into there. More exploding drones. Okay. That is that step. Now I need the cleaning step and a decontamination. That's easy enough. I just need to get the slates, and I don't have remote robots yet, but... oh, so like... you had enough fuel, just if you want to actually use it. That makes sense. Why did I? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, those need to be shipped. Those can be added to this filter. Yeah, I guess it's a very different... like, the base premise for the whole... oops, that's silly. The basic idea behind the fuel is totally different from Space Age. Which I didn't even think about. Oops, I didn't place this correctly. Okay, polishing. Okay, steps that are complete. This is done, this is done, this is done. This is done. That step needs the polished and the components, which I will do via robot. But for now I will do manually. Then once I have the blank data cards, I need them to feed into the correct levels. I need to actually produce the data cards, which means that I need to pick up one of these that I have stored in the bottom of this chest. That's a lot of progress, I think. Seems like it seems pretty smooth at that point. Yeah. Actually making the flat solar seems like a good idea for sure. Okay, do I have any spare? Oh, actually I do. Yeah, the flat solars, the math was like, they're very clearly better, but they seem like they could get annoying to work with. But I guess maybe they are. Once you're sort of, because I mean, I've already researched them, and you're already multiple tiers of research and stuff beyond that point. Ah, I used the non-RoboPort enabled variety. Move that there, I guess. Hope that that works. Nope, because I need actual RoboPorts everywhere. Do I have a second RoboPort? I hope I do. I do not. Interesting problem. What these pylons fulfilled? Construction pylon? Okay. Construction pylon area doesn't really do what I need, does it? They're not logistics. Okay. I also only have one logistics spot here, which was fine for now, but I need to fix that. But yeah. Yeah. For me, getting that working would be very awkward at this stage with my limited capacity for shipping into space. Oh yeah. Rocket fuel. Ooh. You have to worry about this copper. That goes to there. Just use this. And that's the blank data. The blank data then needs to be supplied to those ones, which if I move this one tile to the right, or if I make the bad decisions and recognize that I can just directly do that, which is a questionable choice, but I think I can make it work short term. Long term is a bad idea, as always. I'm just focused on spatial constraints. Oh, that won't work. So you have the cargo rocket upgrades being if we go Astro, yeah, the survivability. Yeah, if you can just now you can just leave that running, and eventually it will. And it, like after a few iterations, it will be like pretty good. Less worrying. If I remove this red, I actually have a lot more space. I could. I will put another grabber, whitelisted to green circuits, and then adjust this. Get a splitter, left those, and then I have nowhere for any of this stuff to go. But it's doing something. Oh, yeah, I knew my bad idea was bad. Just didn't know why it was a bad idea at the time. I mean, two of these can get around this, sort of. Just silly. Data cards. Oh, yes. Yeah, that... I mean, that seems like a super... like... convenience upgrade. Like, obviously beneficial, but can I can. It looks wrong, but it works. That's unnecessary though, because I can just... No, it's not unnecessary. I confuse myself too easily. Okay, let's get 3 outputs. Scrap. Oh no, 2. Scrap and machine learning data. This filters scrap, which is somewhere. Put on the lower section. Oh, I misclicked. There and there. Then filter for machine learning. There, and there. And deal with this appropriately. I don't know what I'm doing with the scrap right now. Yeah, like, I imagine eventually it must get more viable to make parts locally to like make up for the missing amount in a lot of cases, which seems like it'll be nice eventually for those upgrades. Okay, that's not right. Do I have space for the recycling machine down here? Yes. It's fine, it's not going to be in range anyway. Okay, that deals with the scrap. That is a mess, but it's my mess. These are really slow, so I can probably do this. Solar efficiency cryonite. Solar efficiency. Except this can't be done remotely because it's not in range right now, but that is not my problem. Okay. And now I produce science. The speed upgrades actually make it produce quite quickly. And I haven't connected this in. I have to fix broken and blank datas. Like the longer term data card processing, I've boxed myself in quite effectively. Ooh, I've really boxed myself in effectively. Can I grab output here? Yes, I'm gonna make this choice. So I imagine it could be. Okay, I also want this to be on the other side. And then I can do this better than this, but for now. I've got science. Which means I can start researching these. Production has begun. It's a meth, but that's all in one belt. I have to try to get this moving right now, but I can sort these if I need to. Shouldn't be wasting fuel. So right is the broken cards, which means that the left is that. And I'm out of that type of belt. Okay, now I have to deal with this. So it feels like long term when I'm not just trying to make it work. Oh, hey, I'm out of copper. I'm out of copper because I'm manually supplying copper. Fair enough. That needs to connect. Yeah, this setup is ultra janky because I'm just trying to get it to... Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, I messed up that, but... It's interesting that on these straightaways, these move too fast for red inserters, seemingly. That's pretty wild. Yeah, I can see, like, I can already see a few places where if I had a little more space, I could put like a landing pad in in one or two spots, and it would help a ton. But like, I imagine processing junk data in a central location is probably the long-term design goal. This is a junk. The junk data gets sent to another recycler, which means this needs to go onto that line, and it should be fine to just do this for now. I will just need to modify the jank a little. This will produce... I want this to break down junk data and then move it there. It will need to fill up somehow. If I get an underground belt from here, I mean from here to there, then I can just sort of run that. And now the biggest issue is this junk is not being removed because I messed up my line. These are supposed to be, the machine learning is supposed to be running speed 2s. which isn't relevant because I'm not producing stuff properly. Data cards printed. Okay, I guess, yeah, I haven't looked at these enough, but that does, like, as a design, as an overall design, that makes a lot of sense to me. The current issue is that these are slow. Supposedly, I shouldn't need to speed those up, but because this is suggesting half of that is enough. I guess I'm only making 20 a minute, which isn't really that much a minute. It's probably not enough to actually research constantly, so that's fine. Look at, significant, and then there's different, even more types of data with significant data, which might just be the name for that type. That's a lot of stuff eventually. Wait, astronomic, that's for the, that's for that tier. Where you feed in insight, you try to get significant data out. There's no junk for that one though. Catalogs. It's a lot of steps. Oh, there's the junk data from, you observe the visible universe, you put it onto a card, 1% of the time you get junk data. UV infrared, that's cool. That's a great system. That's a really interesting design for all that. At least it doesn't need to go through like a complex peer review process or something. Because, I mean, the Factorio engine... Oh, I broke this. How did I do this? Oh, I never filtered this. Fair enough. That's why this isn't working. Because I forgot about the junk data there. That's fine. Now I just need to pick up all this garbage. That is my own fault. Okay, this should work now. It's such a cool system, I think. All that, like... Why? Oh, I didn't set up something for the junk data yet. Oh no, I did set up something for the junk data. I just forgot that I set up something for the junk data. And didn't control the other output. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, 20 science per minute's not great. But I just need it to be working, is all I was gonna aim for. If I wanted to scale this up to... $30, $20, if each of these were running nonstop per minute. Actually, just 4 per minute. 16 per minute. So actually should be fine at 20 per minute with my current setup, so I actually shouldn't need to worry. Yeah, Because, yeah, just looking at that, the Astro, it was significant data, which is such a good name. So wait, the catalog. Catalogs get better insight production. 8 insight versus 2 insight. 1 catalog, 10. Then you get the top tier, you get one of each. So each additional catalog gives a big increase, and you just sort of slot it into the pre-existing recipe. Interesting. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's probably the most interesting way to do the whole science in this. Like, you're collecting data from space, putting it all together, and then boom, that's the science that you're working with. Oh, I'm out of stone here because I have 1 logistic spot. Did I always have 1 logistic spot, or did I somehow destroy all of them? No, I have 24 logistic spots in a chest. I must have done something silly. Yeah, those sciences seem kind of interesting. This science is purely from a, like, in-world logic point of view. I think this science is a little less interesting than those, like astroscience and all that. But oh, I need to change the math. The math changed with this because I changed what I was doing. 0.4.4 didn't change at all? Why did removing... Oh, because all the water was being produced up here, so it didn't change the... Okay, it's fine. For recovering the card, which... This is a recovery? Or... Also, yeah, my loop back here is really bad. And this is broken because I didn't filter it. And because I didn't do that. That's unrelated to what was bad. That was just not paying attention properly. I do need to filter this somehow. Filter. The right is that. That's bad for various reasons. Actually, this is less... This is less of a problem than I was thinking it would be for a second. That actually splits properly top-bottom until it feeds back, and then it will be a problem. I mean, it should never produce more, but that needs to be prioritized, I guess. That junk card's not being removed because this is slow, because I did just dump. I dumped 50 of these in, that should never happen. Okay, but the research is going, mostly. Once I have the logistics system, I might leave just to get stuff set up, because I have to come back up and fix this with better improvements later, but... maybe I should? I need that, but not... wait, the split is pointless. I just need to do that. Oh yeah, this doesn't work right now. Yeah, the broad loop seems manageable with space. Okay, long term, it will be weird. Ooh, I'm low power because I'm low power. That's self-explanatory. Yeah, long term, it's sort of like going to be a question eventually of whether or not it's going to be worth centralizing junk data I'm going to call it destruction. That's not the right word. Like, junk data might be worth... oh, I hate that they didn't do that. That's annoying. Like, long term, having a single junk data place probably wouldn't be the worst. But then balancing between different things would be its own deal, instead of just having it dedicated for each system. I mean, my power supply's not that far under what I need. It's a problem, but it's a little better than I was expecting. Oh, never mind. I'm about 20 under. Again, this... oh, no, still not fixable. I was hoping it would have happened to just randomly be fixed. Here's where these flat solars would really come in handy. Oops, don't fly into space. Can make a silly choice. If I had enough platforms, which I don't, I could connect over there and just solar this entire platform. Yeah. It's probably the best way to put it. Just fully reformatting the card. I mean, that means that it can be used for anything further. Okay, this is not... as fast as I thought it would be. Slightly wasteful, but... Oh, no, very wasteful. The power draw is not worth that. This isn't... Oops. This isn't supposed to have that power draw. Shit. That power draw takes it from max of 2.07 to a max of 6.8. Yeah. Not necessary, it's not necessary. Okay. It looks to be running. It's not right, because this is not actually connected, so it's not going to supply it remotely how it should. That's not causing any problems yet. This is working. That's confusing. Why is this not... Control behavior... Oh, I broke the line. Okay. Now it should be launching? Yes. Okay. Glad I was looking around before I'm leaving. An hour left before I will run out of air. So I caught this. This is working properly now. This should continue going. I think this is doing its job, which is good. This is producing, it's just kind of slow. The only thing to worry about is that I don't have a RoboPort that actually reaches to here. That's the only worry. I don't know. I put the construction pile on. It doesn't actually do anything where I put it. I could move this RoboPort right here, but I can't. I could make a pipe to ground and move the RoboPort there. Not quite. Oh, I can set up the lubricant cannon. Yeah, the production science will be a problem, because that's going to need a lot of space. Well, actually, it'll need like... I'm assuming it will need basically the same amount of space, which is a lot. That's a lot of platforms that I will need to craft. But I wanted to get this hooked up to launch the lubricant properly. And then I can figure out how to change this. Really, I just need to swap. Oh, but then I have to deal with the steel still. I'm not going to deal with that yet, because it will be ugly. Oh, that's bad. I hate changing stuff. Okay, so this should place it on the far side, except that's correct. It should be fine now. That's also much neater, and it gives me space. More chemgel, less data cards seems nice. Potentially. Production, not productivity. Okay, the iron is iron, vulcanite's vulcanite. Machine learning is machine learning. Plasma stream. Plasma stream is a plasma generator, which is stone and chemical gel. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I'll be able to feed off of this chemical gel. I might need to speed it up, but if I set up the production down there, I can steal it, produce plasma here. It doesn't seem too bad yet. Of course, it's just started, so I can't really judge if it's going to be bad later. This is feeding the steel into there. Here to make bad choices. And this bad choice is going to be figuring out how to make this lead to there instead of just directly connecting it, because I don't want to move this. I can move it. I can't really move it down one. The easy thing is just flip this perfectly, and that's... Flipping it completely is the easiest choice. Oh, like the spaceship fuel, which I assume is the same as this, so I can just look at the name. Ion stream? Oops. Ion stream is a utility science? That doesn't seem at all what I would expect. I would have thought production for that type of stuff. Because it feels so much more like a production thing than a utility thing. Very weird. I guess. To me, I'm leaning too much, probably too much into production is heat-based. Doesn't look like one of these has been produced for a while. Is it? Did I? Oh, I'm out of green circuits. That's a predictable issue when I forgot to add green circuits. Okay, that's an easy problem. I was trying to figure out if I could just cut and paste. If I take this, flip it vertically. I have to look at it with more space. I think it will work. I need to clear space right there. Yeah, that should work. It'll be ugly for a moment, but... Oh, and all the space. So I have to fix that. Okay, that's there. This is not correct now. Can I make this? No, I have to... plan ahead more. If I'm out of undergrounds, that will be a problem. Like currently... would need to craft some, and that's a nuisance. I guess I'll do this. Speeds. Why do they have to make these craft only one at a time? Why couldn't they be nice and make it craft two? I'm pretty sure all of these are twos. Yeah, why? Double the recipe. I wouldn't care. But it's just so much nicer when it crafts the necessary amount. Huh? That's... No, that's just me. Okay, good. That makes sense. I've confused myself. Boom. Fixed. And I can I can manually craft these almost. It's kind of funny. I've researched the most important technology. These are convenient, but not vital. Now I need to focus on what's actually important, which is a lot of stuff. Swarm safety would reduce the number of random pop-ups, which would be kind of nice. I want like 2 copies of that for less explosions. Yes. Successful. How much range does this give? 30%? Meh. Not enough. Power Armor Mark II? 10 by 10 equipment grid? That's a good upgrade. Yes, that's a very big upgrade. Okay. Oh, yes. Indeed, the rocket. The rocket ones are pretty nice to have, for sure. I think I can survive lasers for a bit. I do want that, actually, though. The power armor seems... Well, I say that I want the Mark II power armor. I've been being lazy and just using the flight suit everywhere. Mark II roboports are pretty good. Is that double the limit? No, it's 1.5 times the limit, which is a lot better. Hypercooling is for later tech. Telescope is later tech. Radiation facility, tech. Lasers, tech. All of these are important, but they're all future tech based, which will not help right away. Yeah. It's a lot of... I think there's a lot more science buildings in this. Okay, let this run. Then I would do robot speed. Oh. It looks like robot speed. Once I get the... Oh, it's tier 1 purple, tier 2 purple, tier 3 purple, tier 4 purple, and then the purple plus something else for infinite loop. Oh, I wonder how fast robots can get. Yeah. It's... Having not gotten into all of the hyper-specific buildings, it seems appealing so far. Like, just as a concept, it's an interesting thing, and I imagine, like, initially the impression is that it won't be super annoying. But I could be very far off on that assumption. Okay, the data cards need to be dumped into random spots. I need... Oh, yes. I was going to do a separate landing pad. This was not my planned setup for those. It was going to land where I need it. I don't have the space for that, though. So I'm just going to live with it for now, but that's what one of the landing pads was going to be for. It was going to land nearby for all the cryonite I need, and then it wouldn't have to be carried by robots. For now, I don't have the space. That's pretty funny. It's very funny to think about. Just sorta extreme reprocessing. Can't leave that. Oh, the rail signals from the space rails. All looks fine. Leave more of that. Okay. Blank cards go in these. Machine learning goes in there. Polished goes here, and rough goes there. It works! I have a bunch of red science. I don't need that right now. I don't have space for that, that's why. I really do need that other landing pad, though. But I guess not yet. I think I can get by without it. I should actually temporarily increase the jank. To at least have a copy for that so that robots can deliver stuff. I guess I should check if robots can deliver me a RoboPort, which I don't have already filled in, so I'm not going to check. One RoboPort would be very valuable. I actually think a single RoboPort, just to have this run a little better, is worth going down in the cargo in the rocket pod and coming back up just to have this connected properly. To figure out where I place it though, I don't really have space. I could move this and fit it there maybe. I could move that over one, and then I have a 3x3 there. It's a bit wasteful, but I think it's probably worth it just to not have to come back up until I'm done with the next tier of science. Novus needs the fuel. And I mean, I can come back up. Yes. I guess, yeah, I can do that before I go back up as well. I did forget that I'd finished the research, so I can make all the chests that I need. bringing up like a stack of roboports. Where's my steel chest nightmare? There it is. Really don't need that many at any one time. And once I get enough requesters, I can get a mall going. And the mall can provide me with the requesters. I need to do that. Okay, greens are over here. Ooh, the greens are kind of low. Because the copper is kind of low. Because it isn't. Why is it low? Did I do this? That might be why. Yeah, I mean, rockets near malls is very... I mean, if you're making stuff with the robots, might as well be nearby. Okay, why is the copper bad? Am I just not supplying enough for the amount that I'm draining? I think that's just... It's pretty simple, that's what it is. Upgrade this to blue. I really love seeing bots fly. It's one of the, weirdly, one of the, like, I can say strongest things about this game. That's not the right copper, is it? It is, weird. Yeah, there's just so much about how bots function that is so satisfying. Yeah, I should be fine. Didn't really need to upgrade the stone, but nothing will break. I can make so much stuff now. I think the first thing to do is find a very, very basic RoboCrafter and pick a location, which could be near the robot. Yeah, right here is not a bad spot. And this is where I'm gonna do rockets. This is okay. That's a cutoff, so I might as well build it down here. Oh wait, now's the time to parameterize stuff and figure out how that works. So start with passive providers. Request there, then making this parameterize output value I don't know. Parameter number. Dependency can only target the parameter above them. Parameter ingredient of value 112. Value that. Okay, so I need to... Is it just... It's definitely not just that. Parameter ingredient of 0. The value is a variable of between math expression, variable formula. Weird. Request that, that's that, and that, and that. So these are all parameters of 0. The value is a parameter. Oh, so just... Yeah, I guess if you... This number doesn't really need to be flexible. I can leave this as just for the moment. I'm going to try to... This number doesn't need to be flexible. Variable, optional, when set as variable can be used in formulas below. But if I put like 2, then that formula... I'm not... It feels like you just do that with more parameters and stuff, but if I do this, then I click, well, actually, if I undo that, if I go there and go request your chest, then it requests 50, 50, and 50. I think the basics make sense. The only real mystery is the numbers. And the fact that I deleted my recipe, but... What is a complex recipe? 5... I mean, 5 seems like a frequent... I don't see many... None are popping into my head that have more than 5 components. And once I find one, I can update the blueprint. I think that's what I should do. Once I find something that calls for more than 5, I just update the blueprint then. Except that didn't work. Oh, because I didn't do the... that. Then there. Then I just do the parameters. So for a basic RoboMall, it's not super complicated. Output inserted to the provider and have it. Provider. To limit that, yeah. Oh, yes. I need to go through it again, forgot. And then, I don't know, most things probably get away with 50. Like, unless there's a way to... Item count of parameter n, item count... Access crafting time... I mean, doing it based on crafting time. So the lower the crafting time... It's like setting it to be like... 10 divided by crafting time or something like that. There's probably... a way that that can work. Like 50 divided by crafting time. So if it takes 50 seconds to craft, you only keep 5 in there at a time. If it takes 0.1 seconds to craft, you take 500, which is too many. So 50 is a bad number. That's probably the only variable way that I can think of to set this up. Min... P1S... Okay. So P1... underscore S is stack size. Oh, yes, just pull from the stack size. Okay. And then, oh, the formulas can actually do stuff. Okay. That makes sense. So, I did... Okay, they needed to... Yeah, P1 underscore S makes sense to me. And that's selecting P1S. I1. What is I1? I1 ingredient count of ingredient 1 of parameter N. That makes sense. I don't know if it needs to be lowercase. It probably needs to be lowercase. P0 underscore I1 comma P0 T times 60? What is T? T is crafting time. Which T times 60... Wait, is that... Oh, yeah, the divided by. Yeah. That part makes a lot of sense. Okay. Did that work? No, it didn't. Unknown variable P1 underscore S at position 4. Do I need... Oh, I could put a variable there for that. Okay. This is not right. Because I closed it, now all the other ones are gone. I have to start over. Awkward recipe. It's an awkward system for this, unless there's a better way to do it. I'm gonna just do this. Whoosh. See if it accepts the copy. Parameter formula, paste it. Okay. This is parameter, this is parameter, this is parameter. Formula. I2 P2 underscore S 1, 2, 3. This one should be 5. No, so the next one should be 5. Is it? I mean, this seems... Oops. Broadly simple enough to follow. It becomes a question of knowing what type of equations it can actually work with. Okay, parameters. All of those are parameters. These are formulas. If I click check, create blueprint, place it, parameter 1. I don't think I did it correctly because I was there. Because I didn't do the button. I hate one thing about this game, because I didn't close it correctly. It deletes the blueprint. I'm pressing the shift too slow. I have to store the blueprint in there to not accidentally delete it. And I need to remember the ingredient part, which is what I forgot, because I was more focused on the other step. 5, then... Oh, it's still 1, that's correct. This is 2, 3... But... Oh, I was about to say messing this up will make it easier to remember how to fix it in the future, but then that's just not accurate because in theory I only have to set this up once for this exact type of thing, so it's not as relevant. Okay. Output 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Min of all that 2, 3, 5, 3, 2. That looks correct. These are all built around 1. Bot crafter. Create blueprint, open my inventory, place it down so I don't accidentally delete it. Put it in here even more so. Click it. Click it there, make storage chests. Boop, boop, boop. Which is a little excessive, but a little excessive isn't an issue. They look fine. Parameter 4? Well, yeah, actually it didn't. Why didn't it? Because even when copying it, it just didn't do that. Some of them don't. Oh. This one, it's... Sometimes they just tie 2 of them together. Let's go out of the bot range so they don't actually fill this up. Okay, for now, let's just place that for this. It does request everything. The request is fine. It's just the recipe I chose is the problem. Because it has 2 ingredients that share a value. So they got grouped together. Yeah. Which means that I need to find a new recipe with 5 ingredients. Ooh, this one has 6. And are they all unique? No. 2 of them are 8. 3 of them are 8. And 1 of them is a liquid. And I can't actually do that here. Life support? Nope, those are 40. What a weird task. Weird recipe. That might be perfect. 10, 64, 20, 16, 40. That's perfect. Artillery wagon. Oh yeah, I could edit the requester itself. Could I mean, it's not going to get more than that. I could just mess with that directly. Can I... Okay, if I take... Well, this blueprint's bad anyway. If I select new contents, it won't... Yeah, it won't auto try to parameterize. Oh well. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of wish it didn't need the pre-existing components. Like you could just add new lines as you want them. Because that would just be easier. Maybe there's a deep reason that that isn't an option, but all those numbers are all changed. Those are all linked to 0. Bot crafter save blueprint. Okay. These are all fine for now, but next is continuing. I don't really care about active providers. Buffer chests, I see the value of. I don't need more of those. I could do those, but I don't need them. Now is when I get electric poles of various types. You actually need to supply power. Now I will need to update the blueprint if I do connection stuff. Can I do that in the blueprint? I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't. What a shame. Yeah, I guess it would be interesting if you could, like, you open this menu, you can hit a plus, you can drag it where you need, and then, like, directly link it somehow. Yeah. Which, I can do that in a minute. I want to... I just did that. Which would be better to do it based off of a parameter. While I sit here... I'm gonna watch this work for a minute. That's not supplying enough because I just don't have a lot. I will need a lot more. Of these nearby. Wow. You can never have too many. I guess, yeah, then I just set the... Here's where it'd be so nice, because if I could just... Nope, not that. If I could just modify that in the blueprint, it would be super convenient. But now I have to... just reselect it again, I think. Is the only thing I... That's a lot of lubricant barrels. Like, reselecting again seems like the only thing I can do. If I do that, does it read that as a parameter? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I do have to manage it based on cables. Why is this not? Oh, I can't do that. That's a shame. Because, yeah, the values are not lined up. I have to read that. Read contents. Does this... Let's see. I could pick an actual unit. That's simple. I wonder if there's a... It has crossed my mind. If I put 10, if this is greater than 10, disabled by circuit. Okay, so that does work how I assumed it would. I'd never considered using at everything for controlling an inserter. Which I like the idea of. If I leave that, does this now create another parameter? No, it doesn't. Okay, the parameter's there. Is it recognized? No, it's just its own thing. So then this would be restricted based off of other stuff. Okay, so it does actually... it will actually work like that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Then if I change this to parameter 0, it still does the circuit count that way. Oh, yes, good point. Yeah. Though, I mean, everything would work. I put 0? Option 1, specify this variable can be used in formulas below. Just doing this to... draw based on stack size? I mean, I think as long as I don't dump anything random into the chest, restricting based on everything in the chest could work, and then, at least for that step, then restricting, using the formula referencing, reference parameter 0 in the formula for determining that being, I mean, not the same, not the exact same thing, but based on stack size, but that's not... Please no, I just set the value myself. I don't need a formula, I just choose it when I place it down. Oh. Hello. How are you today? Then these still need to be ingredients of 0. So that value there, I just need to set that based, I just pick that. This is output, this is buffer count. I could probably make a formula based off of the initial item, but that would be a problem because some things that stack to 1 you want a lot of, some things that stack to 10 you don't. So I don't think that would be best. I need to copy this again. Don't do that. The min formula for simplicity. Maybe there's something that I need to change. I think this will work, and I'll get this. I'll get this functioning first. And then I think this should be fine. Referencing the circuit condition, everything there. Less than 10. If I change this to 12, that should be less than 12. Maybe that just doesn't update properly. I don't know. I'll just see it. Test crafter. Place it. Okay, I can place a unmodified version, which is interesting. Okay, test crafter, place it. I messed up parameter 3. That's a problem because I have to do it all over again. But yeah, I can set the buffer count from here, the output to whatever I want, and then parameter 3 is a problem. Can I just fix it here? Parameter 3, ingredient of 0. I misclicked. Simple enough. Bot crafter. Save blueprint. Replace my bad one. Delete the bad one. I think that should be good now. Yeah, like a stack. Just making it output as a stack is probably simple. Like, actually, even just making it like, if I just did this, made it a formula, and just set it to 5 times, I hate that I can't do that. I guess I should type it in the order. This would be PN, or no, P0 underscore S, P0 underscore S times 5. And then that, if I place it, I set it to craft something that I need. Leaving this as a variable is probably better. But sure, nuclear reactors. I don't think I need 5 stacks of nuclear reactors, though. Seems a bit overkill. I don't even need 10. I mean, it's currently doing its job. Are there higher tier roboports? No, tier 2 is the max. I'm not gonna need the fancy roboports auto crafting, but the base roboports would be nice. They stack to 20. Give me 10. Yeah. I wonder if... I mean, I feel like the ideal would be if I could just set... Oh, can I set the value? It'd be great if I could set the value instead of like stack size times value. Oh yeah. Gotta be careful. 19 minutes. Unless it... Variable here... Is the variable this value? Because if variable is this value, then I can put like Z, I think. And then it would pull from that, but I don't think that's how it works. I think this is just for stuff below, which is not helpful. All the variables specified above. Item count of ingredient, 10 of parameter n. Item count of ingredient, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this... I was confused for a moment by how this was sorted. But the fact that 10 comes after 1 is because of numbers. I kind of wish they had like 001, 002 and stuff for sorting purposes, but it shows that it's not manually sorted, I guess. Rocket capacity parameter, stack size parameter, crafting time parameter. Yeah, if I could... It would be nice if I could set the value as a stack size instead of just a flat number. That would be nice, but I don't think that's possible. So instead I'll just, if I need it to be more specific, I'll just do it manually. It's not really a problem. Oh. Science is dead. Because I don't have copper in there. Because I don't have the necessary supply, which is expected. I mean, one stack of buffer chests would be good to bring up. Oh, am I still crafting any of this? Nope. Because it's slow, obviously. I think what I do... Dump all my garbage. And find what isn't garbage, which is... the chests that I was gonna bring up. And the life support to keep me alive. Space capsule. 131 and 9. That's not too bad. That's 10. That's one too many. Rocket fuel. I need to remember that I'm bringing up a roboports as well. Actually, this is an 8x8. A life support's a 2x2. So... no, you need the thruster suit specifically. I can't use a Mark II with life supports in space. I wish I could. But it's not an option. That's more than I thought. Nope, I'm losing control. So that'll be fine to launch. I need my roboports. Bunch of garbage. Grab. I need more roboports than that. I should also do this before I forget. This is supposed to request concrete. Probably more than that. And these will actually produce. There's so much stuff we'll be able to improve by using robots now. Be a lot. But roboports, an excess steel chest that I don't need. It's more efficient to leave those in there. I can go to Novus orbit, get there, make sure I have my life support, and I can just come back down once I have the roboports in place. I'm amazed they found a place to land. Okay, I think I was gonna just move. Ooh, yeah, that's not working because I just don't have. Oh, it's a 4x4, not a 3x3. Whoopsies. Really don't have a lot of space here. I wish those robots would just give that to me. Data card destruction. I need one more. That. That is connected, and now that works. Oh, absolutely. I just need to figure out. Honestly, I probably should consider making, like, short term, making a single rocket, filling it up completely with all three of them, and just launching that. And just craft as much as I get, as opposed to planning more, like I was thinking about. Okay, this is working. The research is researching. I can leave all this stuff in chests. Oops, don't leave that. That would be a problem. Back to Novus. Oh yeah. It's all a mix of struggles. Because the mall will need the space. It all feeds back into its own challenges. Aren't there higher tier? What is even called power armor? No, Mark II is the top for power armor, which feels kind of sad. Ooh, efficiency 2s. I don't have those yet. I guess I have to do that manually. I'm gonna do the worst thing I can think of, which is request power armor 2. Cut this to 1. It's not even gonna craft because it doesn't have the ability to. I'm gonna change these to speed ones or something. Oh yeah. Whoa, did I do the wrong? This is the wrong choice. But I'm genuinely just doing this to get the power armor for now. I don't think bot-based crafting for these will be enough for long. Might be enough, you know, right now. But it will be unacceptable shortly. I think the math is fine. I haven't actually paid enough attention. 2.28 is the peak. So yeah, I'm still fine for now. Putting buffer chests of some of the common resources would be a good idea nearby, instead of having bots fly over here. Moving a buffer chest nearby would be good, I bet. I mean, the base tier modules are used a lot. Like, it's used in science. It's used to make the tier 2s, which is used for the 3s. A lot of that stuff's important. And you need a lot for the higher tiers. You need so many of the tier 1s for the high tiers. Oh, I don't really need higher swarm safety. I don't need the efficiency. Worker speed's good. I mean, those are cheap enough that a point in each is probably worth it. Research speed's probably a good idea. And then I should accept that I need progress-based research. Ah, if you're making them in a bot mall, I won't feel bad about making all of mine in a bot mall. Because it's so convenient. And I think I should take a bunch of buffer chests. And maybe this is not the approach. Excuse me. But I feel like buffer chesting some of these, that's way too many of those, but buffer chesting common components feels valuable when they're usually on the other side of the entire world. Pipes are not important. Those are not likely to be needed, but I mean, yeah, that's gonna be more efficient than this terrible setup. Inventory is, depending on stack size, 200, 4,800, 9,600. Am I in that video? Yes, I am. I just picked up a bot. Yeah, like, my current mall will probably have to work with this. An eventual improved setup. Ooh, I can scale this up way better now. I can improve this a lot with the requester chests and stuff. That's good. That's a good... But actually, yeah, I mean... Craft the cables on site. I'm crafting all of them right here. I should just be pulling them into a chest nearby. Though I currently have a copper issue, which I will need to remedy. This whole line is feeding off of this yellow? Okay, that is a problem. It is possible that I'm blaming this when the real issue isn't that it's a yellow line and that I'm actually out of copper somewhere else, but... Yeah, running all that with the yellow. The bottom tier belt still is a little... Philly. I mean, based on the immediate influx of that, I think that was the problem. I can do this. Perfect. Ditch that chest. Grab one of these. And it's... perfect. I think this one's worth leaving as a buffer chest, though. That will be convenient. Four minutes till that. Give me the generic items. I do actually need these nuclear reactors long term. But now is the time to scale up my logistics spots. To maybe like 2,000 or something. Really not the best place to have these, but I think it's a flexible space, so I can, if I continue here, I can build around it to scale up. Yeah, the copper's totally fine. It was just bottlenecked by decisions. Okay, that makes sense. This is not necessary anymore. That's feeding out from there, but that's nothing now. The steel here is fine. That's not doing anything because this is finally dead. Cool, that's finally dead. It took a while. Module 2s are quite slow. Because they're all in here already. I should go grab my other one that is somewhere here. Okay, that's fine. 2 minutes till that. My power should be fine. It spikes to a lot. Oh, actually, the spikes are a problem. And it's about to spike at the worst possible time. Worst case, I can cut this off by... breaking a few of these. Okay, that's not running. This is currently running, but I'm gonna intentionally disconnect that for safety reasons. Do that. Oh, that's fine. I need to connect that again later. Okay, that's safety. I should set up a better thing for this. I should just scale up my power a little, but that spiking now would be a real problem, so. Yeah, Vulcanate is big progress. Modules, yes. My modules are really bad. I mean, I think my efficiencies are good enough. Like, it's not good, but it's enough for what I have need for. But speeds and productivities will probably be pretty important to get to improve. Okay, coronal mass ejection. So keep an eye on this. If it hits 2.7k, or 2.7, I don't know what I'll do to fix it. But it should be fine. My steam buffer is plenty. That's not connected to the network. It really does put everything into scale. How little power is drawn compared to what I can supply. That should be, yeah, it's flattening. That's definitely fine. That's kind of cool to look at over the course of the full span of time. That looks confusing. Oh, is it averaging it over the course of last activation to this activation? Is that why the meteor defense installation is so high here, but then practically non-existent when it's not spiked? Or is it the total? No. This just doesn't look accurate. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh yeah, it's just not scaled because it will never look back on scale when it's not gone. It is actually the single biggest consistent drain. I didn't realize that. If I cared about efficiency, I probably should shut it off and turn it back on when I actually need it. But then that's a loss of mental efficiency because it requires paying attention. That's probably not worth it. Where's the railgun? Ah, railgun's still several sciences away. What a shame. What I want to do the next the most is vulcanite. What I should probably do first before I think about vulcanite stuff is get the important stuff crafting here. Oh, there's my power armor. And get the crafting to fill the necessary elements. Oh, that's useless. The saddest thing about the Power Armor Mark II is that I just don't need it. Like, I'm not fighting aliens on other planets most of the time. I'm not fighting aliens on this planet most of the time. Yeah. It's good to be sure, because I knew it didn't work. And I know that if you have another planet you're going to, you can use it with life support, and that's fine. But in space, it's unusable. But then I'm like, I'm never going to switch out of the thruster suit, because the power armor does have better space in it, but it's not... It doesn't feel meaningful enough to switch to. It's worth crafting to craft, but... And then eventually the thruster suit's better in every way anyway. Ooh, I guess that spaceship, there is potential value there. If you get a spaceship before material science. It's one word. I guess you... Did you go for astronomic science because you wanted the spaceship? Is that the... main research criteria there? Okay, where's the... 'Cause the energy stuff... I mean, the energy stuff is kind of boring, I think. Just seems kind of efficiency based. A better power pole. A small electric power pole designed to be attached to buildings. That's cool. That sounds kind of fun. Yeah. I mean, kind of wish I could observe these better, but the biological and material. The energy looks boring. The biological looks like its own category, potentially. I mean, it's all important eventually, but the cargo, being able to do stuff that improves the cargo stuff is definitely feels like the clearest bonus. Material seems kind of good though. Biter meteors. The radar construction needs everything. Material has specific value that is also reliant on other ones. Is material just kind of mediocre without other components? It looks like it's purely military when not combined with other high-tier sciences. Like all this other stuff is reliant on energy and astro. Oh yeah, I'm just the pure, just trying to see which by itself does what, and it looked to me like Astro by itself has the rocket reusability, the cargo safety, thermal radiation efficiency. What is this? Oh, it's just a better recipe. That's kind of cool. Probably not important, but it's kind of cool. This one has clearer, simple benefits compared to a lot of the other ones. It does have a lot of mixed ones, though. Pylons. I mean, those are pretty important. So astro and energy is probably pretty nice for space expansion. Yeah, like that is a pretty beneficial recipe. Zone discovery is probably important. Oh, you do the research repeatedly. Every time you repeat this research, you get a random zone discovery. That's kind of interesting. More efficient simulation by combining two disciplines. So those are combo things that provide different significant data system. That seems Like, that will be a nightmare. Oh, wait, no. Eventually it won't be a nightmare, because you just combine all 4, and that's the easiest way. I assume once you can do all 4 combined, it's the best choice. I assume. Like, I don't know why it wouldn't be. Yeah, that's kind of good. It does make the split a lot better, and it does add value to splitting the research, like doing the different researches right away, instead of trying to like go down. Oh wait, do the catalogs get to 3 before you have to do other ones? No. You can get down to energy catalog 4, but it looked like energy catalog, this one here. Material catalog 4 requires all the others. Did I miss something with the energy catalog? Because it looked like the... Oh, no, the blue is utility. Because it looked like the energy 4 didn't rely on any of the other splits. Okay, it does here. With the girders. Okay. It seemed weird that one would not require the rest, but it does rely on at least a couple other ones. Yeah, there's a lot of... I was bad-mouthing material science, but Spidertrons are pretty good. Spidertron with biological as well. I shouldn't... Well, I mean, it's about time for me to wrap up, so getting distracted by that's not the end of the world, but... I'm not really going to accomplish much more today. So spending some time looking at that would be fine. 250, yeah, that's fine. This is really slow. This is filling up this, which I really don't need it to do, but I'm going to let it do anyway, because in the future, if in the future I want a replacement, I will regret not having it ready. Which brings up the question of thruster suits. I probably want, in case I like die in space, I should have a thruster suit. Oh, I didn't set this. Oh, yes, that was what I did. Yeah, that won't work. What I was doing in Space Age was linking them like this, because I had nothing controlling the output. But the blueprint currently does everything, which wouldn't work. Which is sort of why if this could draw from that, it would be better. If I click that, I'm gonna mess with it for a minute. Go outside the bot range so they don't make use of it. Reduce thruster suits. 5. Still everything. I change everything to... Oh yeah, I'd have to do all that. No. I'd have to set up the entire parameter if I wanted to change that. Well, yeah, I was thinking about trying to add... Because the setup that I'd used, it was a shared provider, which is really simple if you're controlling the inputs in some manner, but the current parameterized split wouldn't work. I must have been sharing I must have been sharing the requester, but sharing the provider chest would also be easy if it wasn't everything. No, I shouldn't be. Yeah, I moved it down to 1 stack. Like, I'm sticking with the 5 stack and then manually adjusting it for anything that I need less than that. Or more, but there's not a lot of stuff where I need more than 5. Why are these not going? Oh, because I'm out of greens. Okay. I'm out of greens because they're all being eaten up by these. This is a task to improve upon. Current issue is the stone. That's a good issue. Because my stone down here is doing nothing, and I should probably do something with it. Oh. Yes. Why? I mean, my first guess is it probably ran out of a material. Oh, the scrap. Huh? Oh, because this backed up. Easy problem to fix. Because that should never happen if it's not for human error introducing... Oh, no, wrong button. Introducing an incomplete belt. So that's fine, nothing's broken. Thanks for the catch. I also don't need to use the long inserter over here anymore, because I can just do that. There's probably things that I could change that would make this better. Currently, the easiest thing to change would be doing that. Just to get this unstuck right now. I should get unstuck and now it should be running. Feels like that empties pretty slowly. But that's... I never really pay attention to the unloading of liquids from stuff, but... Just doesn't look like it's going very quickly. Yeah, it should be fine now. Those are working. That steel is being grabbed and used elsewhere. That's good. Which really, on that note, I don't really need that. Because if it's going into a chest, it'll just be moved over by a bot anyway. That's good and kind of low. The output signal for the research is currently weird because this is full. Okay, that's good, I think. I just need to set up some stuff. Okay, that's actually good. Cargo cap. I don't need to craft a cargo capsule every single time. Or do I? If I send up a cargo capsule, I have to have a way to bring them back down that isn't me going up there to bring... Why are there cargo pods? Oh no, I must have connected something bad. Cargo pods should not be on the request list. That red minus green. Green's what's coming from space. Maybe I just got them in there somehow? I don't know. You're gonna use your fancy new spaceship to ship stone from the asteroid belt. It feels... wrong? Practical and fine, just... it feels... like there's something wrong about shipping stone with a fancy spaceship. Whatever, just give me 20 of those. Never gonna need 20, but... yeah. You could just use rockets to launch them in the general direction. I'm very happy with delivery cannons in general. They're very good. Ooh, also... now that I actually have requester chest, I can replace that buffer with a requester. Oh, and I should add... chests to my inventory. Let's hope this doesn't break anything. I don't know why it should. Cannot insert buffer chest. That's fine. Oh, I must have picked up all these rocket control units before I left previously. Just a random... get some buffer chest. Okay, this is full. I need the... space capsule. Then I need to make sure this is empty. This could probably launch automatically soon. Novus, landing pad. Full stacks. Go, and this is where it might become an issue. Because I don't know if I have too much garbage stored here. I am also going to... okay, this is not a lot of stuff being requested here. That's fine. Disabled, that's fine. This has landed. I don't think it's all going to get pulled out properly. I probably need to add another... I need efficiency modules and solar panels to get pulled out. Efficiencies and solars. A lot of this stuff is probably silly. I don't know why there's iron ore. That doesn't seem right. That's not correct anymore. I think I just have too much random garbage in pretty much all of these chests. And I think it will be a problem that I need to address. Oh yes, the number should... I think I scaled it down reasonably. Because I cut it to 20 of each science, and I dropped it down to 150. So I think the research side should be fine. I need to make sure I don't have other random garbage. This might be a lot more though, so it might need to be lower than 150. I can leave it at 100 for now, and then see where it fills it, and then try to math out the intended full inventory size then. Am I going through that many rough data substrate? Or am I moving it into a chest that's not accessible? I'm consuming 30 per minute, which is 1 every 2 seconds. I don't think the number... Unless they just didn't... Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'm unconfident on the rough data stuff. Yeah, it's just I thought that it wasn't requesting it beforehand, but maybe it always... Maybe it was the entire time. That looks fine. Like, maybe I just didn't ship much. I mean, I shipped a lot of the substrate. I don't know. It looks fine for now. The research is researching, which is the most important thing. I actually have this stuff supplied now, which is nice. That's sitting there doing nothing, which is what it should be doing. Actually, yeah. As this is building up a buffer, I recover 14 out of 20. So it is not a lot of loss. It's only 6 lost every minute. It's a good bit of confirmation. How many bots have I got? Okay, let's... Am I anywhere near the 2,000? I'm only at 1,000. I wonder if I'm doing all of my bot filling via... or my rocket filling via bots, it's probably worth considering spacing them out a tiny bit just for the tiny bit of attrition. Oh, really? For the attrition of my mind, where every time that pops up, I'm like, oh, I have to check in case it's something, like, in case biters somehow break through here and are going to destroy everything, I have to check. And that's attrition to my brain. Yeah, this is fine, which is good. A simple thing that I should work on is actually making use of all this steel that I'm producing. That would be very beneficial. And I even have space. Better to run it a little lower. Running it here would be about right. With this being station for now. Then this steel bar, I should have moved it further up, giving me more space. Poor decisions. I could do it. I could fix it right now, but 2.5 second craft time makes 10 iron plates. Each of these could be fed individually. I could just do 2 sets of 2 of these on each is probably, I don't know if that's too slow. It's probably fast enough for what I need, but oh yeah. Yeah, thanks. Have a nice night. I wish you well. Wish you well. Okay, and this will convert. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. To steel. That's 2 steel per second. That's so slow. $45, $44, 22 of these would be enough to fill a blue belt. Which is about triple this. So that's not gonna work. $612. I want 3 assemblers per 1, 2, 3, 6, 4. I know. I'm not even really using all of this anyway. It's all silly to think about. I guess I should just look at math and see. I'm using 330 per minute. If each of these is 2 per minute, 8, not per minute, 2 per second, times 8 is 16 per second. It's not enough. Because, just grab a calculator. So yeah, 2 per second, 2 times 8, 16 per second, times that is 960. Never mind, I'm bad at math. That's way more than enough. Maybe I should practice more math. This conversion should be easy. I work with bulks just because they're convenient. It's probably simplest to just merge them right away. Never mind. I didn't place these correctly to merge them right away. In a nice looking symmetrical manner. I really don't like this not being symmetrical. But the symmetry is more important on the inserters than on the belts. This is gonna bother me way too much. It's gonna look silly. It's gonna bother me a lot less. Okay, there's my steel, and it will just sort of go. Don't have anywhere for it to go yet. I guess I can invert my entire steel line, just make everything go backwards, and then that will probably be fine. But I'm producing... Over 10 minutes, I produce an average of 50 bars, 50 ingots, which is 500. Yes. That will work. So this gets converted to icon, steel bar, steel ingot, drop off. Which means that I need a steel ingot pickup, which will not be full for a long time. Actually, it's just called pickup. Ooh, my depots are full. Why were the depots full? I thought I had extras. Guess I should expand that a little more. Just for the moment, and then be more careful about my item trains. Did I delete my depot? No, I didn't. Good. That's there. That's positioned. Position there. I'd always have one extra depot segment than needed. And the depot's not connected to bots. That's not enough power. That should build. Without issue. Might be slow. That's that. Then this will actually be used, and then I can get to work reversing this entire flow of steel, which will probably cause at least one or two problems. Okay, so the steel starts here. I can move my steel pickup to somewhere else. The steel will flow to here. It won't flow down. It will go up this way, and then it will be fine. So messy. Okay. Such a absolutely awful setup. I do have coal coming from up above. This is not used actively much, but it is needed for proper power supply. Do this, probably a bad approach, but this doesn't look good. Yeah, more iron there would be nice, but I think that's purely That's just the limitations of one belt going in. I could double the belts. I have the space. And I have the supply. Oh, that's obnoxious. Not enough to make me ever build the belt immunity upgrade, but then I can just run this parallel. I thought sometimes they would be smarter about that. That might break my entire system for all I know. And then connect it there, which shouldn't really change much, because I don't think I'm actually fully supplying enough, but it should utilize it slightly more. This is low. That should not be low. Oh, yes. That's a fair enough issue. Unplugging everything for the coronal mass ejection and then not plugging it back in because you didn't really do it in a prepared manner causes a lot of issues. Now my iron supply will be back. Filled up better than I thought it would. That's probably the second train too, which means it should have. Yeah, perfect. Very good. I really don't need these control units. Green, I need that, and I need that. Let's take my wood. The copper's bad because the copper was shut down. I kind of want to change that at some point. That was my research. I can probably spare the resources to hit however many the max navigation satellite locations is. Assuming there's a cap. Just letting this run for a while is probably not a terrible idea. But having seen the research and the fact that I don't actually need more locations, probably shouldn't run more satellites. Ooh. Is that okay? I think that's fine. Ooh, that could have been dangerous. 2 of these being full means that the light oil has a big problem. That might help. Okay, that's not going to change until this decreases. This is decreasing pretty quickly, which is good. Now it's just petroleum that's full, because I'm not producing anything that uses petroleum. I probably should set up a solid fuel contingency for petroleum. It would probably be beneficial. About 300 bots in the last hour or two. I need to remember to do my stuff here. This is requesting... No. Okay, what am I doing? This is used life support canisters. This requests used life support canisters. This is both of those. That's silly, but... well, it is silly. So there, the coal goes here. I'm gonna scale that up to make a lot of stacks of coal. These bots are slow. Then I need to manually dump that, which if I trash it, it will get sent to storage. Which I don't think is what I want. I can always just fly here and dump it here. That's not a huge issue. So don't really need to speed these up, but we'll process it, it will refill it. I just need to manually dump them here. Which is not a big problem. Don't know. I need to get rid of these rocket control units. Okay. It's fine. Oh yes, the second cargo capsule. That's why I had all those in my inventory. My bad. Silly mistake. Oh, because this is producing, because this is full. That shouldn't... oh. Didn't pay attention to that. It's not a big problem, but... it isn't ideal, but this should be better. Properly I mean, it'll still produce it, but it'll control it a little more like it should be. Instead of having this whole thing circumventing and only feeding that. Okay, that was probably part of the issue. Of course, now this is filling up real quick. So it's not going to change anything, but that's fine. Nope. I was either flying, and so it avoided me, or I got super lucky. Either way, not good for the heart. No, I must be able to fly over them, because that would have killed me, I think. Because I never stopped flying. Okay. Run it there. I just need to figure out splitting it. Maybe simple enough. Break that. Splitter it. It works. And I clicked the wrong type. It is going the correct way. it did actually swap. Cool. Now this won't work. I can make it work. Or I can do that. Here's where I need to now think. That goes down, so all I need to do is split there and start going the other way. Ooh, that's a problem. Yep. It's not going to do anything, but... Copy this to somewhere a little more direct. That's completely uncontrolled, so it could cause issues eventually. Hopefully not, though. So, pretty sure the math was clear. Pyroflux needs to move now. Or soon, otherwise I'll forget. But it is still net gain of Pyroflux, so it's not gonna run out. Wonderful. Double check the numbers. 233224. Yeah. Consume less than I produce, so it should never run out. I just don't have enough for it to be a big enough buffer yet. I have to keep an eye on these. One of these is going to be a problem soon. Mazed stone is not a problem yet? That doesn't seem right. I guess it's a ton of chests here, a ton of chests there. All these lines. I just need to deal with this now-ish. Which... I could do the wrong thing. The right thing is to make stations for producing circuits. The wrong thing is just to run these lines directly up to there. Wait, these have not kicked in, have they? These are restricted by 770, target full. Oh, I have no emptying. Okay. That's a simple enough thing to address. I do not need 100 of those. I don't need more than 30. Roboports crafting. I set up 2 of those. I didn't remember. Drop off the batteries, red circuits, steel, gears, batteries. How many roboports? 2. Okay, these roboports are pretty significant. I mean, I don't need that. I need like, don't even need 10, but so these are 40 by 40, 25. And they drain, and they can charge twice as fast. This is 30 by 30 and 10. That's a huge improvement. And I need... Oh, it's 10 robot limit? I thought it was 20. I guess I had too many bots this whole time. Oh well. 10 more construction bots. And I have a better time now. If I'm crafting... Oh yes, that is a much better AoE. Wonderful. Grand improvements. I've just remembered that while it's not a rush, I do need to worry about ammo here. Which means setting up that would do me some good. Those, there's these. 250. I should probably add bot activity 2, so I'm not going to worry about pressing this anymore. Get those crafting. Really should just lay this out differently. Available. 650 are still available. That's good. Looks to me like I need more. It's unfortunate the size of this. Placed it slightly differently. I wouldn't have to change anything in the future to have 2. But it is what it is. Okay, that's going well. The reactors build. I maybe kind of... You want like 16 reactors. Because always working in groups of 4 kind of seems better. Is that just is That is going to be a problem. Eventually. If I don't get the Covarex. Or the Covarex enrichment. I think prepping for the next planet is the way to go. Important prep for next planet is rocket silo for this planet. Do those automatically. That automatically. These are nice to have. Material testing pack. No idea what that's about. Feels like it could be interesting. I could set up that, that'd be silly. The casting machines, crafting would be nice. Gradually collecting some condenser turbines for when I might next need them. Very good. Recycle, pulverizer. Finally I can do these machines that I've been delaying forever. Life support is craftable here. Is it worth it? Sure. Ore miner, why not? Long term, the labs are important. Speed 3s might be worth it, but I'm not going to do it yet because I think it would absorb all my resources. I could do ammo stuff, which would not be too wasteful. I think artillery cannons would be nice. And I think that's where I'll stop on that. Any of these to pay I should pay attention to this. I mean, they're cheap enough. 25 of those is not bad. 50. Most of those are an acceptable range. These are cheap enough. 250 is way too many, though. 5, 5, 5. Most of these are reasonable. I do need a lot of casting things, so that's not too many. This is probably too low. Probably want like... Ooh, actually no, they stack. This 200 is probably what I want. $100 is acceptable. Let's pull this down to 10. Just while I'm looking through. 50, I'd rather have too many of these. 250 is way too many of those. Core drills 500. 50, 50, and 50. 50 seems silly, but I won't regret it. Okay, so that's all good. At some point I need to fix that. And even more so I need to step up this. This is not great for many reasons. Might be better to just do bots. Feels wasteful. I can't tell if that is connected properly. I think it is. Oh, I'm low on greens, yeah. So that's something I need to address. Because the greens are all being eaten up by... I've gone through a lot of processing units. Okay, these are restricted by that, which is currently pretty much completely restricted by just these. It's not a huge issue if I do this. Scale up these because that is insufficient. Those are pretty easy to scale up. Probably not the most important. It's probably better to just set up a better system, but should also be that. I don't have a chest full of normal furnaces because I don't really need normal furnaces, but I might as well dump them somewhere. These could easily be electric, but it looks like for what I'm cooking, it's fine. Looks acceptable. Just becomes an issue. With that. So this might break the ratio. These are not producing fast enough because there's not enough copper going in. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's a big improvement. That's a very big improvement. Still needs more. Need to figure out how I want to deal with the stone. The wrong choice is running these and crafting what I need here. That is the easy choice. The easy option. I feel like short term that's probably better than doing nothing. Just going to merge it halfway because this is gonna have to be changed anyway, because this is temporary. I just need to make a train stop for circuits. That's the only way forward. This will supplement at least a little bit of the stone plates. Should prioritize input right. Pretty silly looking. Copper is short here because is it still recovering from forgetting to cook the copper? No. Copper is short because it's being absorbed here and split off 4 dozen times, so oh, that must have been used for making circuits or something? That belt doesn't do anything though. This is running slightly better than I was expecting when I checked. This is not a good copper supply. This is not even a full belt. I can maybe add a second line running here, but would introduce problems potentially because yeah, the space is not enough. No, you can't. No, I need to do train stuff. I need to figure out where to make these circuits in a different train stop and then figure out how I want to unload them. I could set up a train stop here to unload green circuits and red circuits, feed them into the same point to start, and then move from there. That's probably the easy answer. And like, build a station making each individually. Okay, currently I'm producing how many reds? 122 a minute. Let's say I want to produce 200 reds, 250 a minute. 250 a minute. Using normal assembling machines with no modules. With speed 1 modules. That's ugly. No modules, that looks better. 20. Currently I have more than that. It's just they're not green, so it's producing less and it's restricted in other ways. I don't know. Oh, I added productivity modules to change that. Okay, that makes sense. It's probably not a good idea, but if I run productivity twice as many, it cuts the amount down by about 20% because it produces 24% more. If eventually I get a wide area beacon with speed 2s, I'll only need 6. That will work well eventually. So, say 42 machines. Does it look better? Not a huge problem, I think. The belts will be 0.2 of a belt, 0.1, 0.1. That doesn't seem... Oh, because, yeah. That's not a lot of belts. That's very manageable, which means that I could also scale that up more. But this would need... 2.6 assembling machines worth of green circuits. let's say 600 to start. Currently I produce 1.2k. Okay, I want 2k. I make 2,000 of these. Edit. Make 2,000 a minute. With stone tablets, not wood. 41 coal, that's irrelevant. Wish it didn't default to burners. Can I change that? So far it doesn't look like it. 6,000 copper cables, 2,000 stone tablets. Which I could have just done the math by triple and single, but easy math. I'm going to produce the copper cables on site. Again, the default is a little silly. Maybe I can change this. There. Current default's better. Save for all categories. Sure. Hope it doesn't break anything. It would take 3,000 copper a minute. I need to figure out how much of that I'm making. Or this is 500 stone brick a minute. I am making only 3,000 copper a minute. That might be throttled a little by other things. It might not be the max possible. It's probably not the max possible if it's... Yeah, it looks like it should be able to sustain that, but I should check. Oh yeah, I just don't have enough ore input, but if I had the ore input, I could sustain about 7k a minute, which should be enough for 3,000 a minute, reasonably consistent. Just needs more copper. This one's still running acceptably, but not for much longer. Search is so good. Copper ore. That's worthless. I have 2 million there, which is pretty easy to collect. I have 2.7 million there, which is also pretty easy to collect. So those two should get connected. Where would I go after that? This way is pretty good. Maybe at that point I go to space. Once that and that run out. Oh, there's a third one right there, yeah. That one. That one. That should be enough. I'll connect those next time. Once those are connected, I set up the two circuits. 500 stone brick a minute. I don't know if I produce that. I guess if I can produce that. I just don't know if I have enough stone on the line. If I don't, I'll need to connect. It's getting pretty low. Stone. I'll have to connect that to the train line, and then it should work. That's probably better to get on the line, though. Then it will supply this. The priorities should still be fine automatically with how I set it up for this. Fireflux is filling nicely. Fireflux is still full. Steel is loading. Is this the third car of steel? I hope it is. I'll have to keep an eye on my steel because that does not look good. I think it's fine, it just doesn't look good. I mean, I am producing the steel here from iron I'm getting elsewhere. It's all goofy anyway. the landfill. Okay, but I will stop today. I will continue tomorrow. Getting all this set up so that I can start preparing a rocket to go to... what's the name of the planet? Ruamati. To collect vulcanite, which will need me to get ice, which will be easy if I had a space capsule on this planet, which I don't have. That is a problem. I also don't have the cargo rocket sections I'd have to ship anyway, so it's not actually a big problem, but that can be shipped directly to vulcanite when I need it. With its own landing pad, that will not be a problem. Still no core drill crafted. That should be fine. None of these crafted because steam turbines are not there? That doesn't seem right. I'm here to check the landing pads though. There's none because I'm low on steel. That's fair. Which actually that's probably why the steel is kind of low. Okay, my turbine crafting is over here, and this is not part of this because I don't have power here. That's a very acceptable reason. Okay, there. Yes. Setting up all the circuits is not super pressing, but it would probably be beneficial. To get the circuits, I need to get better a different plastic. Which... how would I change the plastic? I could just send this over to a train stop. I'll have actually, if I have... I could fit a third train stop. I could send the plastic to the train, a third train stop here alongside the other two ones. That should be fine. It'll just be weird. That's in the future. So I'll stop here for tonight. Thanks for watching and hanging out. Have a nice night, day, etc. Bye-bye.